Hi guys, what's up? In this video, I'll show you the difference between the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, which is on the left hand side of the screen, and the Samsung Galaxy E7, which is on the right hand side of the screen. Both the handsets are comparatively new in the market and of late has generated a lot of interest among the buyers. So thought of making this particular video so it will help you guys in deciding the best between the two. Now in the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, this particular handset comes in grey color and the white color and is available exclusively from Snapdeal. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy E7 comes in a white, blue and black model and is available in the online portals as well as on the physical stores. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max has a 5.25 inch of screen, whereas the Samsung Galaxy E7 has a 5.5 inch of screen. Now if I give you a physical overview of both the handsets, you will see at the top corner both has a Qualcomm branding, and for Samsung Galaxy Grand Max it does have a 3.5mm jack at the top, whereas the E7 at the top has a secondary noise cancellation speaker, and the 3.5mm jack for E7 is found right at the bottom. In the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max as well as in the Samsung Galaxy E7, the USB charger and the USB connector as well as the speakers, the primary speakers, are found at the bottom. Now on the left hand side of both the handsets are the volume rockers. Similarly on the right hand side, if you see, you will see the power on and off button for the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, and for E7 is a power on and off button and the slot to insert the two SIMs or the micro SD card. Now the Samsung Galaxy E7 has a tricky implementations including the second SIM. As you know by now that for E7 either you can use a second SIM slot, nano SIM slot, or the micro SD card. The Grand Max is also a dual variation, but it does use a micro SIM and the back is removable, whereas the back is non-removable for Samsung Galaxy E7. The reason behind that is Samsung Galaxy E7 has a metallic build at the back, whereas the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max is a plastic build. But having said that, if you see closely in Grand Max, you will see that it does have a nice texture feel to the back of the handset. Now both the handset has the Samsung branding at the bottom, at the back, and has a 13 megapixel shooter with the LED flash and the speakers. Again, for both the handsets you will find that at the front are the earpieces, the Samsung branding, the front camera which is 5 megapixel shooter for both of them, and the home button, and obviously the back button and the multitasking button, which are the light capacitive one once you touch them. Now display wise, the most striking difference between the two is that the Samsung Galaxy E7 does have a Super AMOLED screen, whereas the Super AMOLED screen is missing in Grand Max and it only has a LCD screen. Again, most noteworthy feature is that for Samsung Galaxy Grand Max it has a pixel density of 280 ppi, and now the Grand Max being a bit smaller in size than the E7, the pixel density being higher, obviously you can see that the look and feel of the particular handset in Grand Max is a bit bright and vibrant compared to Galaxy E7. But having said that, Galaxy E7 also has a decent pixel density of 267 ppi, which is also great at the end of the day. Now if we go to the notification center for both the handsets, you will find that in Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, although it being a mid-range device, does has a auto brightness sensor button over here, whereas the auto sensor brightness button is missing for Samsung Galaxy E7. The reason best known to Samsung. Now if we very quickly go to the settings of both the handsets and navigate to about device at first for E7 and again about device for Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, you will find that both the handset does run on an Android version of 4.4.4, which is KitKat. Similarly, if we go to the storage of both the handsets, you will find that both the handset does have a 16 gigs of variation, out of which 12 point some gigs are available for both the handsets, which is decent. And obviously both the handsets have a capability to insert the micro SD card that supports up to 64 gigs. Having said that, again I am pointing out that for E7 the implementation is a bit tricky, as you can either use a micro SD card for the second slot or a second nano SIM. Now let us very quickly hit the Antutu benchmark test in both the handsets and see how the results come along. Now, as you can see, this is a striking difference between the two handsets because Grand Max, as always, is a mid-range device compared to E7. Figuratively, if you see the test result in Grand Max, it came around 20,959, whereas in E7 it's 19,752, more than 1,000 points difference. So that's a drastic one, I must say. The reason for that, if I go to device info for both the handsets, you will find that both the handsets does run on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 chipset and has a quad-core processor that is clocked at 1.2 GHz. Both have a GPU of Adreno 306, but the striking difference is that for Samsung Galaxy E7 it has a 2 gigs of RAM, whereas for Grand Max it's only a 1.5 gigs of RAM. So still you will find that in the Antutu benchmark test, Grand Max does outperform than the Samsung Galaxy E7. Again, the most noteworthy and the most talked about feature for any Android handsets is the battery. Now the Samsung Galaxy E7 has a 2950 mAh of battery, whereas for Samsung Galaxy Grand Max it is 2500 mAh. Now obviously, figuratively speaking, the Samsung Galaxy E7 does has a better figure than Grand Max, but both the handset has a tendency to last the battery for nearly 2 working days. I have tested both the handsets using a single SIM, a micro SD card, and have played games, done some multitasking, the internet browsings, and use some of the wonderful stuff that Android market nowadays gives you, and obviously has also done some calling from both the handsets. Strikingly, both the handsets has a tendency to last for nearly 2 working days. And lastly, but most importantly, I cannot end the video without testing the camera. Now figuratively, both the handsets has a 13 megapixel shooter at the back, and if I show you the modes for both the handsets, you will see that for Samsung Galaxy E7, which is at the top currently, you will find the auto mode, the rear selfie mode, the panorama mode, the night mode, the animated GIF, and obviously the option to download more modes from the Samsung store through this download button. Whereas in the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, if I go to modes, you will find the auto mode, the anti-fog mode, which is a new addition, and a beauty face, the panorama mode, the rear cam selfie, the continuous shot, HDR mode, the night mode, animated GIF. Strikingly, the download button, the download feature is missing in Samsung Galaxy Grand Max. So they have boosted all the modes, whichever is possible in Grand Max. Now let us just put the flash to auto for both the handsets and go to settings. Again, under settings, you will see that the implementation is quite similar for both the handsets, and you will see that the exposure value, the ISO, the white balance, the metering modes, each and everything is exactly similar for both the handsets, so nothing much to dig deep into from this aspect. But again, if I go to settings and choose the aspect ratio for both the handsets, again you will find the implementations, the resolutions are quite similar for both the handsets. Now for the betterment of the camera, I am selecting 16:9 aspect ratio so that the picture comes clean and clear and full for both the handsets. Now let us just quickly go ahead and bring some objects and shoot a picture using the Samsung Galaxy E7 at first. Obviously I'll use the tap to focus option over here and shoot the picture. Similarly, keeping aside the Samsung Galaxy E7 and bringing the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, again in the same background and in the same light condition, I am again using tap to focus and shooting the camera. Okay, now let us very quickly keep aside the objects and take a look at the picture that both the handsets took. Now if I put both the pictures side by side, you will see on the top, which is the Samsung Galaxy E7, and at the bottom is a Grand Max. Normal eyes, you won't find any difference whatsoever. Now if I zoom in both the objects very clearly, particularly in this figure, you will see that the textures, the curvings, the each and every aspect are very clearly depicted in both the handsets. So for the back camera, I should say that you will find no difference at all, nothing noteworthy at all. Each and every definitions are very vivid and very clear in both the handsets. Now let us very quickly go ahead and check the front camera. Now if I go to modes for both the handsets, similarly you will find in the Samsung Galaxy E7, which is at the top, you will find the white selfie mode, the night mode, the animated GIF, and most importantly the download button to download more modes from the Samsung store. Now in the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, again you will find that what they have done is that they have just given you the modes like the selfie mode, the animated GIF and the white selfie. Now again the download button is missing in Samsung Galaxy Grand Max. Now let us very quickly go ahead and shoot a selfie in the E7 at first. Now let us keep aside the E7 and shoot a selfie with the Grand Max. Now if I put the E7 at first on the right hand side and the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max on the left hand side, you will find for both the handsets again the front camera is a 5 megapixel shooter, but you will find no difference in both the handsets. As you can see very clearly, each and every pictures are depicted even in the front camera for both the handsets also. And mind you, both the cameras for both the handsets has a video recording capability of 1080p. So camera wise, I must say and I should say that both the device aren't much differences, and obviously figuratively both the handsets has a same camera. That's it guys. I hope this video helps in making your decision. At the end of the day, there are some striking difference for both the handsets. The most noteworthy difference is that the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max, which is on the left hand side of the screen, is priced at around 15,000 INR, that is something around 250 USD, whereas the Samsung Galaxy Grand Max is priced at 19,000 INR, which is something around 350 USD currently. Now having said that, both the handsets has its pros and cons, but I prefer that both the handset Samsung has done a decent job, and obviously performance wise there is no lag behind in both the handsets. Similarly for game lovers also, there are a lot of scope to love and play games in both the handsets. If you find any more differences, please feel free to hit the comment section below, and if this video helps you, please do give a thumbs up. It does help the channel, and please stay subscribed to my channel. I'll catch you guys in my next video very soon. That's it guys, bye for now.